It's closing time. Go get your coat and get yourself fucked right off. Nah, welcome to Late Night Madness, and it's closing time, motherfuckers. It is almost 4 a.m. on the West Coast. We're gonna do this in a quick hour. But hey, motherfuckers, we hit 1,500. That's right, 1,500 subscribers. Looks like that 24-hour live stream is gonna have to happen. I'm gonna have to eat crow and stay up all night. Um, Not tonight. Don't hold me to it tonight. Hey, no, stop it. I see you. Cut it out. All right. I'm joined here by Doku. What's up, buddy? Let's just have a little conversation about whatever the fuck we want. 1,500, man. Can you believe it?
Hey, dude, congratulations.
I didn't think 30 people would listen to me fucking ramble on and rant and rave and go fucking insane screaming at the sky, but 1,500. I almost said the N-word there, damn it.
Well, probably a good thing you didn't because you'd get your channel banned.
Well, you know YouTube don't like us, and we've been swimming against the flow of the stream, so to say. But we're making it, and we're doing all right.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mad Dodge. I'm pretty sure YouTube absolutely loves your political opinions.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, I'm 100% confident.
I think you're drunk, and you need to put the beer down, sir.
I think I'm 100% perfectly sober at this wonderful hour.
Well, what's wrong with you? You're up at like 5, 6. It's like 7 a.m. and you're not drunk already. What? You're not cool like party? You know?
Oh, Farty was fun the other night. That was quite entertaining to say the least. And in the chat, what's up, Mole?
Yeah, Mole. The link is up in the Discord, my brother. Go ahead, jump on 1,500, motherfucker. We actually hit it. I can't believe it. And I know a certain man with many layers is probably crying into his pillow right now. And I tip my hat to you, sir.
Layers. I don't know what kind of fantastical creature you might be speaking of that has multiple layers like a cake or an onion, good sir.
Well, you know, he doesn't have a donkey.
Oh, we're assholes and I love it.
Yeah, well, you know, I like to kick a little bit when the refs not looking.
There are a few jokes to make here, but you know that's beneath me. I choose not to.
Oh, you liar.
But no, I do have to say congratulations, Matt Dodge, on reaching 1,500 subscribers.
Yeah, dude, I did it while I was sleeping in my chair. It's amazing.
Yeah, just don't let it go to your head there, motherfucker.
Oh, it hasn't done that already, has it? Maybe just a little bit. All right.
Yeah,
so
time will tell.
Yeah, here's the thing, man. When it comes to YouTube, it ebbs and it flows. The tide rolls in and the tide rolls out. Ask Pro Jared. Shit.
Wow, you went for the low-hanging fruit on that one, didn't you?
Hey, dude, it's 4 a.m. What do you expect? Like, we're not exactly upstanding individuals.
I don't know. I was expecting you to go for the James Charles.
But I'm upstanding as fuck.
Shut the fuck up, Mole.
No, we're very polite people here. There's no way that we'd ever make jokes at other people's expenses.
Right, and I've never been convicted of a felony.
Yeah, neither has Hillary Clinton.
The key word in that sentence is convicted.
Well, time will tell.
I've calmed down a little bit in my old age, so I should be
What is up, my brother, man?
Apparently so is Hillary Clinton.
Hey, Mole,
Yeah.
can you prove it? 1,500. Did you
I
ever
know.
think?
Congratulations, man. That's amazing. I mean, like I remember, like I've had like over 1,000 followers on Twitter, and I remember when I had 50, and I thought, what the? I'm like, I got 50 people that follow me. Now I have over 1,000. I'm like, what the fuck are these people following me for? What? I'm not that interesting. I don't really get it. But I mean, dude, you deserve every bit of them 1,500 subs, dude. You have fucking put in so much work, dude. So much work. I mean, you're on here fucking 3 times a week, no fail, like clockwork, dude. You deserve them subs and more, if you ask me. The only reason you don't have more is because you might be a little bit controversial. You don't always say what the PC crowd wants to hear, so that might put a little hamper on your growth. But other than that, I think that the 1,500 you have are real subs, not just fucking. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll sub to this guy and never watch a single video of his or stream of his. You know what I mean? So it makes a difference, I think, in that way. What do you think?
Well,
No,
Spud, let's be honest. It just goes to show you how stupid the majority of the internet is.
True.
no,
That's pretty true. I mean, I can't really dispute that.
no, Mole. I appreciate your kind words, and Doku, you could get fucked.
You know he's fucking with you.
No, and the thing is, though, I do believe, they aren't just puppet accounts. I think they are real fucking accounts that are subscribing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen a jump in the amount of people in the chats lately and everything else. Things are going well. How's life over there in the Midwest?
Well, it's going pretty good. Going pretty good. It's a beautiful day. The birds are chirping. The rain's been fucking insane here, though, dude. Literally, this is the most rain in a spring I have ever seen. Like, it's literally been like raining 6 days. It won't rain a day. It'll rain another 6 days. It won't rain a day. It'll rain another. It's fucking. The grass is like trying to fucking mow a hayfield every time I mow. It's pretty annoying. But other than that, pretty good.
So Mole, do you think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is onto something with this? We only have 12 years to live because of global warming.
No, I don't. I think AOC is a fucking freakazoid. To be honest with you, she's pretty weird.
You heard it here first, folks. The excessive rain has nothing to do with global warming, and don't listen to what.
I never
Cortez.
said that. I never said that. I just said that I don't think we only have 12 years to live. I mean, where did she get that number from?
That is a very good question.
She got that number from her deranged granddad in the fucking mental hospital for, being deranged.
Yeah.
Okay, like, fine. We only have 6 years to live. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Kind of like Al Gore saying, the Florida Keys are gonna flood. By the way, I bought a giant house in the Florida Keys.
I actually might start believing Al Gore the second he buys a houseboat, specifically a house yacht.
Right, he probably has a $2 million fucking condo in the Keys or something.
Oh, I don't know about you.
It's a gigantic compound, dude. It's huge. But yeah.
No, if I made that much money, I would say screw the house, man. I'm buying a freaking submarine.
That would be cool as shit, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, dude, I'll have like the Nautilus, and I'll let the entire world completely destroy. I'm sitting here in a city that's beneath the glorious seven seas. That'd be awesome.
The Republic of Doku.
Oh yeah, I'll start my own country and everything. Oh, it'll be great.
What's that? What's that one off? Like, it's an old offshore like rig of some kind, like off the British Isles, and like someone like took it over and like tried to make it like some.
Oh damn it! Like, where is MC when you need him?
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
The seasteaders, the seasteaders.
Yeah. It's like 15 or 20 miles off the coast of the British Isles or something like that.
Oh no, there was one off of like Thailand that they raided.
Really? I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, this happened. I think this happened like a month or two ago.
Oh wow. Huh.
Yeah, I know MC would know, but yeah, there was one off like the off the coast of Thailand, and it was a seasteading thing where they decided that yeah, that's no good. So we're just gonna go ahead and raid that because F you.
Yeah, that's funny.
No, it's like what Sealand or whatever. It's an oil platform off the coast of the UK that they took over.
Yeah,
And
and you know what they've made it into now? They've made it into a storage facility for data now. Essentially, like it's kind of like a cloud, I guess you would call it. Like it's a place where people and governments and people that want to store security, like sensitive security type material, they're supposed to be able to store it there now. Blah blah blah. I'm not real sure about all of it, but I'll look it up real quick.
Oh no, I think the idea actually sounds rather amusing. Like if I could buy a houseboat of significant size, like yeah, I'm just gonna sail the high seas and say screw everybody. I'm gonna be a pirate. This is what I dreamed of as a child.
Okay, Jack Sparrow, calm down.
Who wouldn't want to be a pirate? Well, maybe not a Somali pirate, but any other kind of pirate.
Oh God, there's a bad joke I could make, but I don't want to get that touch demonetized.
All right, so looking at the chat here, Hammered Spud, Sealand. You can buy a knighthood from there. It's an old World War II defense platform, Mad Dodge. Oh, okay. If so, then I stand corrected. I was under the assumption it was an oil platform, so I might have been wrong.
Well, I know there was a seasteader. I guess you could call it a house. That was it on the coast of the Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia? It was something like that, and that apparently that didn't go over too well.
Oh, it's called the Principality of Sealand.
Yeah,
not necessarily a creative name.
It's a micronation that claims Ruff's Tower, an offshore platform in the North Sea, approximately 12 kilometers off the coast of Suffolk. As its territory, Ruff's Towers is disused. It's a Mansul Sea fort, originally called HM Fort Ruff's, built as an anti-aircraft gun platform during World War II. Since 1967, the decommissioned fort has been occupied by family and associates of Paddy Roy Bates, who claim that it's an independent sovereign state. Bates seized it from a group of pirate radio broadcasters in 1967 with the intention of setting up his own station at the site, and he attempted to establish Sealand as a nation state in 1975. Blah blah blah. So yeah, but no one recognized.
No, Mole. They stormed the fucking. They stormed the.
Yeah, he essentially stole it from someone else that stole it. You know, he's like, no, this is mine now.
Didn't they make a movie? Did they make a movie about that?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think they did.
Dude, does that mean we can storm it and take it? I say we invade Sealand.
Let's do it.
Well, I know there was definitely one off the coast of somewhere in the South Pacific that was up in the news recently.
I don't know, but I'm all behind this idea of storming Sealand and taking it for ourselves.
The original owner died, and it's for sale, I guess. Attempted sale. So.
Wait, for sale? I don't want to buy it. They didn't buy it.
They're only asking this small price of 750 million euros, and ain't no big deal, you know. Not that much.
Only 750 million. Okay.
Yeah, you know, it's only 906 million US dollars. I got that laying around somewhere.
The small price.
Yeah, go check the cushions.
I got that laying around somewhere. somewhere maybe in Fort Knox or something.
Oh Lord.
God damn, are you hooked into the Chicago machine? Never mind, don't answer that. They'll kill you. Moving on.
Chicago, the bane of all Illinoisans.
You guys must hate that city. It's
We
almost like
do. It like literally
Portland.
should be its own state. I want nothing to do with Chicago. Like they it's like they're their own little thing. It's kind of like Washington D.C. They like pay no attention to the rest of us. Like they're like, oh, the rest of Illinois, fuck them. They're just full of corn and hogs. No big deal.
Don't even get me started.
I'll just say that because it's true. Like, I mean, seriously, if you look
I
at,
didn't say it was false. I just said that that's just the way it is. I mean, you know.
well, yeah, look at Oregon politics and the way Salem looks at Eastern and Central Oregon. They don't give two shits. They really don't.
Oh, hey, I do have something political to talk about. Okay, this is about a local politics in my town. Okay, and I've been doing some research, and it seems to me that our city attorney is trying real hard to pick on poor people and get them evicted from their homes, so that the city can take ownership of the property. Now, I wouldn't see a problem with that if it was for the city's best interest. The only problem is the city attorney also happens to be in real estate, so I believe that's a conflict of interest. Would it not be?
No, it would be, and I don't like the idea of eminent domain to begin with, so I would argue with you about your first point, which you would be okay with. But that's not even what's an issue here. What's an issue here is a man who makes his money via real estate, pushing the poor out of sections of the city, so he can make money off it and quote unquote gentrify.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
yeah,
Now, what I meant by the first statement was like, if it's an eyesore and it's actually dilapidated and needs torn down, okay, that's fine. You know, whatever. But
yeah, but
just
an eyesore to you is my family home I've owned for over
no, I'm
100
talking about
years.
like, I mean, like if it's like an abandoned house, no one lives there, you know, blah blah blah. Owners live out of state, something like that. They don't take care of it at
Oh,
all.
I got you then. Yeah, we're talking two different things.
But people that actually live in their home and you know they're just normal poor people, like a majority of us, I think it's very unfair. And the only problem with I would like to do more research into it, but with my record, I think that the police would make my life hell, and I really don't want to go down that road. So someone else might have to do it.
Well, it sounds like you did a little bit of the background work already, so I don't see why you couldn't hand it off to somebody else.
Yeah.
If they were as passionate about it as you are.
Well,
but
you know, usually I don't politics tell me the shit to me, but that really struck me because I mean I have friends that are poor and they're battling this right now, and it's ridiculous. I mean, they're just like looking for any reason they can to try to evict them and take control of their home, and I'm just like, this is fucking ridiculous, man. It is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean,
Like our code enforcement has way too much power, dude. Like he you know, they're supposed to just go around and you know what is code enforcement for? Make sure lawns are mowed, you know, things are in order, stuff like that. This guy
wait. Stop right there. Full stop.
okay.
Make sure I mow my lawn.
Yeah,
Do
it's
I
ridiculous,
own
is
my
it not?
lawn? Do I own my lawn?
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous, is it not?
It is.
What power does the city have to tell me what to do with my property? If
What
I
if I
pay my
want my
property
lawn?
taxes,
No, what if I want the grass 10 feet tall and I want to pretend I'm in
right?
Vietnam?
What if I
What if I
want
want to sit in the
what if
middle
I
of my
want
grass field
natural
and get drunk?
right, right, exactly. What if I want natural grasslands? What if I want it to look natural? You know, I don't care about keeping up with the Joneses. Fuck them, you know. But
Fuck
I
the
just
Joneses.
fuck the Joneses. No, but no, I mean, I can't believe how much power that the code enforcement has. And the city's going to back whatever they say, obviously, because one hand washes the other. Everybody has a hand in it. You know what I mean? Code enforcer works with the city attorney, the city clerk, blah, blah, blah. And the corruption just goes on down the line.
Iowa politics as well is, or Illinois, sorry, not Iowa. Illinois politics is you have the machine out of Chicago, right? And the machine will just break you down.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it does. That's its job. Like, it's better than Carnegie Hall in New York.
Right. Chicago's the poster child for fucking corrupt government, dude, for sure. It is the most corrupt or the most corrupt local government that I have ever witnessed in my entire life. It's pretty bad when 3 out of the last 5 of our governors is in prison. Not a good track record.
This is something interesting. I know we didn't have any Mad Dodge, so I'm glad this got brought up. So I would like to hear your opinion on this, and I would like to hear Mole's opinion on this. I understand. I think state government should have more say-so than the federal government. But if I own something, does the state or the federal government really have any power to tell me what I can or cannot do with land that I own? Even if I go to a bank and I'm paying money, well, I've made my payments. I'm not a financial delinquent. Who the fuck are you to tell me if I want my grass this level, if I want to plant certain plants? Why should the state, the county government, the federal government tell me what the hell it is I can't do? I would even go as far as to say, if I want to snort fucking cocaine and I'm growing it on my own property, you don't have a right to tell me what I can or cannot do.
Right.
Change my fucking mind.
Right. I want to know how it is that local politics, or say statewide politics or laws, can be made that go against the Constitution. I don't understand how the state can make up laws that don't line up with federal laws. You know what I mean? Like, how can a state law be? I mean, you would think that the Constitution trumps everything, right? But so how can they charge you at a state level for something that you're constitutionally protected by?
If you want to argue constitutional law and you want to argue, okay.
I don't want to argue. I'm just asking a question.
The Constitution is a compact between the states. So the Constitution supersedes over the entirety of the United States, if that makes sense. But if you're going down to a local level, you can have a local law where, hey, you can't have your grass over 5 inches long. There's nothing the federal government can do about that. It would be an overreach to step into that realm. So what you do is you vote with your feet. If you don't like the laws in one town, you move to another. You don't like the laws there, you move to another. You move until you find where the laws fit your standing, or you stay and you challenge said laws and you take them to court. A lot of times, the way to get away with this is these laws never go to court. If they never go to court, then they're never challenged. Therefore, their constitutionality is upheld, from the get-go, because nobody is challenging it. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I would even go as far to say that as long as I'm not infringing upon the rights of others, then what gives somebody else the right to infringe upon my rights?
Right.
If I'm not screwing with you, then what gives you the right to screw with me?
But what counts as screwing with you? Okay. I want to hang my Confederate flag outside. Right now it's hanging inside my house. Let's say I want to put it out on the porch, or I want to set up a flagpole and fly it. Um, Now, does my flag, because it hurts your feelings, impede upon your freedom to
No,
live in
not at
happiness?
all. Not at all. Not one bit.
Some people would argue that it does because they can see it. Therefore, there's emotional
You know
damage.
what? This is the way I
And
look at it. No one can offend me but me. I'm the only person that can offend me. No matter what I see, no matter it's subjective. No matter what I think of it, that's none of my business if it's not hurting me in any way. Besides my feelings, I mean, my feelings aren't important. Fuck your feelings. Your feelings mean nothing to me.
Well, that's the thing. Offenses taken, not given. It, can somebody say something offensive to me? Sure. They can say whatever they damn well please. I don't care. The only way I'm going to be offended is if I let myself be offended by it.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. You know, you're the only person that can that can offend yourself. You're the only person that can make, like, when people are like, "Oh, that dude pissed me off." No, you let that dude piss you off. You're the only one that controls your emotions. Period. I mean, plain and simple. You're the only one that controls your emotions.
ah,
And
but here's
and
the thing,
that's the
though.
thing. That's the thing. Don't get me wrong. And I hate to cut you off here, Mad Dodge, but I'm going to cut you off. Yes, there are a lot of people and a lot of people that have said things to me that irritate me. They piss me off. They make me mad. You know what I do?
What?
I don't
Walk away.
care.
You walk
I-
away. That's all you have to do. Walk away.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I understand that these individuals have said something I don't agree with. They've said something to me that's offensive. But I'm not so weak and petty that I let what some jackoff says to me get to me to the point where, oh well, we need to ban this. This is
Exactly.
horrible. This is terrible. No one should be allowed to say this. This is so terribly offensive. Oh my God, it's just completely abhorrent. We need to make sure that nothing like this can ever happen. No, go fuck yourself. I don't care.
Exactly.
It might piss me off. I might find it personally offensive, but you know what? I don't care that much.
Right.
I might find it offensive. It might irritate me. It might piss me off. But I'm not going to try to change society
Right.
Yeah, but
because I find something offensive.
well, no, and
You
here's
fight
the thing.
bad ideas with good ideas. You know,
Yeah,
that's
but here's the thing, Doku. Society itself has shifted. It has stopped teaching men to control their emotions, and it has started to teach them to release them. Do they understand what they're actually doing here? Do you
It's
want men
because
to be emotionally unhinged? Do you want us to wig out? Because I am 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. I will hurt you if I wig out.
no,
It's
it's because no, Mad
not,
Dodge, Mad Dodge, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna cut you off right here and right now. It's because society not only has taught people to be weak because they can't accept dissenting opinions. There is a large enough group within society that not only is encouraged to be weak and attack other people for dissenting opinions, it's encouraged that these people attack anyone who does not share the same opinion. And
exactly.
that is a problem.
Yeah,
That's
the ones.
the exact.
Oh, go ahead, Doki.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the
Oh,
ones that are doing all this, that are fighting fascism. If they would take a little bit of a history lesson and look back, they're doing all the things that they are supposed to hate. They're trying to censor speech. They're
okay.
trying to make
well, they're
everybody follow
hypocrites.
what they want. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're
They're nothing
hypocrites,
but.
and so I'll finish my point. It is encouraged. You think like me, and if you don't, then you're the ideological enemy. it doesn't matter like, oh, I can label you this ism, that ist. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's actually correct. It doesn't matter if your ideology actually holds water. What these people do is they see someone who they are ideologically opposed to, and so they go after them using all sorts of whatever fucking buzzword they want to, because they're the ideological enemy. They're the opponent. It does not fucking matter to these people if you if you believe what you actually say. It's essentially they're basically rabid animals at this point in time, just going after anybody that they do not agree with and don't just bend the knee. They're basically frickin' Daenerys Targaryen at this point in time. I don't like King's Landing. You don't agree with me. I'm going to burn it all to the ground, and it doesn't fucking matter. Because screw you, you don't agree with me.
Well, no,
That's all it boils down to at this point in time. And it's frickin' ridiculous.
well, no, and I totally see your point, and I tend to agree with you. But here's the thing, also. What you need to realize is there was a time in our history where men were taught to control their emotions, to be stoic, to be quiet, to bottle up our emotions and deal with them in another way, another outlet, boxing, building something, I don't know, whatever. It wasn't to where we were supposed to be as emotional as a woman. And yeah, I said it, as emotional as a woman, because when a man lashes out, he can kill you. I can grab my wife's arms if she starts to hit me, and I can subdue her fairly easily. Can she do that to me?
Probably not.
No.
You're a fucking 6 foot tall and a couple 100 pounds. Probably not.
So you see my point. You need to teach men to control themselves.
Let me tell you a little story about men and women. Okay. I've told you a little bit about my ex, right? And you guys know how domestic violence in America works, right? It's their word against yours, essentially. I got my ass kicked by this chick, and she literally strangled herself in front of me and said, "I'm going to call the cops and say you beat me up." So I thought, I haven't done nothing wrong. I threw the phone at her, said, "Call the fucking cops, bitch." She called the cops. I went to jail. That's exactly what happened. I do not trust our government.
Didn't you go to jail for throwing the phone to her to call the cops?
Yes, I did. I absolutely did. And one of the cops arrested me. He was cool. He didn't cuff me. He let me sit in the front seat. He's like, I know you're not going to do anything stupid. And I broke the first fucking rule of dealing with the police. I talked to the police because I didn't think I did anything wrong. I told the cop what happened. What happens when the cop gets on the stand? He twists my fucking words, and then they use my fucking drug addiction from the past against me and raise my bond even more. So I'm stuck in jail with a $25,000 bond. First time offender, never been in trouble. But I'm a dangerous person and I'm dangerous to society.
Damn,
25.
25. Did you say 25K?
Yes.
So that's 2,500 to get out, right? 10%?
Yes. 2,500 plus fees for fucking whatever bail, like $2,586 or some shit like that. But
you know what? I hate to cut you off.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what one of the people I talked to on a Nurgle stream, Ralts. The original idea behind toxic masculinity had nothing to do with man being big, strong men and being stronger than women. That's not where the idea of toxic masculinity actually came from. What it comes from is you're the man. You're supposed to be stronger. You go fight the wars. That's what toxic masculinity is. It's the fact that you're essentially viewed as nothing more than cannon fodder.
Exactly. And it's convenient for them until it's no longer convenient for them too. You know what I mean?
And that's the whole point. And that's why toxic masculinity was supposed to be a thing. You should not view men as being nothing more than they're the strong protectors of society. Because guess what happens in a society that views men as nothing more than cannon fodder? Guess what? The men die. You can't reproduce. You're screwed.
Exactly. How many American men are buried in the soil over wars that fucking rich men have started that we had no business fighting?
Well, that's a very good point, Mole. But the thing remains as well, when you're teaching men to not control their emotions, to not be men, essentially, to you're
Exactly.
degendering these
They're
people.
fighting against
And then,
biology.
well, no, exactly. They're fighting against biology. I totally agree. And then you look at this where the women who do it to the men, right? The women who are pushing this agenda upon their old man, what have you. And then he goes ahead and does it. They then cheat on him with who? Who are they cheating on him with? Oh,
well, you know what?
masculine man next door, right? Or the
You know
guy
what? Let's
at work.
Mad Dodge. Mad Dodge. Let's get to the fucking core of this issue. Let's get right down to the fucking core and cut all the bullshit. Let's say someone like you, me, or Mole goes to war. We have to kill people. We have to see people that we care about, people that we go through basic training with, people that we consider brothers in arms. We have to see them die. And then we get back home. And let's say, worst case scenario, that you end up realizing through no fault of our own that maybe somebody has had a baby with us or divorced us or has had a child with somebody else. And now you're stuck with this situation that not only do you have this god-awful PTSD, but now you realize there's no one there that actually fucking loves you. Because guess what? Let's be fucking honest about this. We're held to higher standards as men. But it doesn't mean we aren't human. It doesn't mean we don't have emotions. Seeing this kind of stuff is detrimental. It affects us in very, very, very negative ways. Just because we don't have the right kind of genitalia, then I'm supposed to feel like, oh, I'm an evil, toxic, cis white male or some kind of stupid bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that. No, let me see someone go do the kind of crap that men have been expected to do throughout human history.
Yeah. Do you know that
and tell me that I'm some sort of evil cis white male?
Did you know in ancient times, they didn't know it was PTSD, but they literally used to make, after a battle, they would make the warriors, they would make them stay outside of the city for a week to sate their bloodlust, to get it out of them before they were allowed back into society. I thought so obviously this is something that's been going on for years and years and years. The men are always expected to protect, but then once they're home, they're fucking treated like shit. They're like,
because it screws with you.
They're cannon fodder, like you said.
Well, and it screws with you mentally.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't want to shoot anybody. Who says they're my enemy? They're just another person that's stuck into a fucking war the same way I am. I don't want to shoot them people. They're not my enemy. They're just another person.
And that's the thing. I wish MC was here, because most people will not understand this. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this I'm going to put myself out there on this one. I don't care what other people say. When I woke up woke up to Kim dead. And she is quite literally the love of my life. I woke up to her dead due to a heart condition. I saw her with her palsied hands, around her neck, trying to, I don't know, do whatever the fuck it is she was trying to do so she could continue to breathe.
Right, get some air.
I saw this woman dead.
I'm so sorry, man. That had to have been terrible.
It was quite literally staring death in the face. I'm not the strongest person in the world, but I don't consider myself weak. But what I did see is I saw death in the face. I saw her die. I heard her die. I heard the breath leave her lungs.
The death rattle?
Was devastating to me.
Yeah, they call it the death rattle.
Yeah, it was devastating. It's terrifying. It's a horrible noise.
Yes.
It's like a zombie, but 10 times worse. It's a heavy, raspy sound that no Hollywood producer will ever reproduce. It is a terrifying thing. And just because of the fact that I have a dick is not going to change the fact that this is something terrifying and horrifying to me. Just because of the fact that I have a penis. What? Like, what the fuck are you assholes on Twitter on about? No, I saw someone I love die. Nothing is ever going to change that. And the only reason she's alive has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a male or a female.
It has to do with the fact that you woke up at the right time, the right moment. Yorkie, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. This is gonna be a short one. It's early in the morning, my time. I did fall asleep in my chair, so I'm kind of awake right now. But still, we hit 1,500 subscribers, my friend. 1,500. That looks like I talked myself into the 24-hour live stream. I should have thought about that before I said it.
Remember when Stags did that? Oh my god, that was such a long fucking time.
Oh, I know, dude, and I should have thought about it before I said it yesterday. I should have looked at the numbers and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit 1,500."
Oh, we're holding you to that, Mad Dodge. You're not getting out of this one.
Maybe you could like break it into sections and have a different topic for each section or something like that. How do you plan on going about it? Have you thought about it?
No, he hasn't, apparently. No, we're just gonna make fun of him for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, sorry about the dead air. I was checking my Discord. Common Sense guy is writing me in the Jensen update room, so I had to write him back real quick. He spoke to a certain man with many layers, and me and him were having a discussion about said onion. All right, so here's the thing. Well, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about marijuana. Yeah, that's right. Weed, motherfucker.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right.
So I sent my wife to the weed shop yesterday. I figured she'd come home with a quarter, right? She comes home with a whole ounce for $60, homie. $60. Let's see here. 24% THC. It's indica. It is an indica blend. It's 24%. Pretty good stuff. $60. Yeah. Do you realize what I sold an eighth for back in the day?
Oh, well, Mad Dodge is definitely not staying up for
50. I sold an eighth for 50.
That's about the going price. That's why I'm so envious and pretty mad at you, to be honest. Well, I'm here smoking resin, you're smoking nugs.
Yeah, don't worry, Mad Dodge isn't going to be able to stay up for 24 hours with that kind of content.
You might have to invest in some amphetamines, buddy.
Hey man, no, that's what I was saying. I was like, I was talking to Doku. I'm like, dude, We're gonna have to fill out some time slots, man. I'm not Charlie Sheen.
Dragon blood. Wait, was it dragon? Is it dragon or tiger blood? Tiger blood.
It's tiger blood.
Tiger blood.
I mean, if I could find you some cocaine, dude, then I'd be
Cocaine.
more than happy to help. But I don't think that's going to be possible. So you're on your own.
You guys remember Metalocalypse?
Oh damn! I've missed that show.
Oh god, do you remember fucking Coco the cocaine clown or whatever his name was?
Yes,
I cocaine.
Yeah.
That had to have been one of the best shows ever. And do you know that they made an actual they actually had a death metal band that performed all their stuff?
Yeah, they did, and it was only two people.
Yeah, and they're amazing too. The great band, very good band.
Well,
I mean, if you like metal anyway.
I'm looking at the chat. We got Frustrated Atheist up in there. Dude, long time.
Are you working, Russ? Hop on in, buddy.
I don't think he's in my
Dr. Roxo.
I don't think he's in my Discord. So if he does wants to join,
I can DM them. I can DM them the link if he wants it.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, no, long time no see, man. Yeah, no, we hit 1,500. Me and Doku were just hanging out on Discord, and we're like, fuck it, let's do an hour or so stream. So here we are. We talked about
all I have to say to you, Mad Dodge, is underwater friends.
We've talked about toxic masculinity. We talked a little bit about cannon fodder and war. I bitched about stupid people. What's next? Sovereign citizens? Okay.
Oh, God.
Actually,
You remember what I said yesterday about sovereigns? Sovereign citizens are the flat earthers of the police world.
You're not entirely wrong.
Well, no, let's have this conversation, all right?
Oh God. All right, fine.
It's not, unknown that I am a libertarian. I kind of tend to agree with these people some of the time. When you're getting stopped at a DUI checkpoint, they have no reason for dragnet surveillance, which is exactly what's going on here.
It's totally unconstitutional. What about the people that live in Arizona and New Mexico? They're like 100 fucking miles from the border. Why would there be a border patrol check 100 fucking miles from the border? 100 miles. That's ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. What happened to isn't that totally against the Fourth Amendment?
You're right. It is. It actually absolutely is. There's unlawful search and seizure. And this is what we're going to go with here, because I'm going to work through this with you guys. So follow me along. The more you know. Anyway, here's the thing. So if you're going to do a dragnet surveillance apparatus, that is against the Fourth Amendment.
It's entrapment too, at that. I mean, it's literally entrapment.
No, exactly. Am I being detained? That is not an unfair statement. I know everybody wants to fucking laugh at these guys, but that is not unfair. That is a fair assessment of the situation, sir.
What I think's unfair is when police assume that you're a sovereign citizen just because you're trying to stand up for your rights. There's a big difference between being a sovereign citizen and standing up for your actual rights. I think what the problem is police are so used to being told yes that when they hear no, it fucking totally pushes their buttons. You know how many people are probably arrested for POP? Pretty much pissing off police. That's what they're arrested for.
Well,
they arrest them for stupid shit like failure to ID or resisting arrest. Them are secondary charges. Yeah, First of all,
here's the thing. They're arresting people at these fucking checkpoints, but check it out, man. Like, straight up, I've told this story before, so I know I'm okay with telling it again. We were having a party. Some people got in a fight. I'm up in the apartment trying to grab my weed and my beer and everything and get the fuck out of there, all right? I was still selling at the time. So I'm like, where the fuck's my fucking house? What the fuck? I gotta go. And I'm talking to myself, but I'm yelling because I'm drunk and I'm stupid. I find it. I grab it. I grab my 30 pack. I throw my digi to my buddy Dave, and we head down the stairs, right? We get to the bottom of the stairs. There's Eugene Police Department. Guns out. Stop. This is what I do. I kind of sidestep.
They were in the house?
No, they're at the bottom of the stairs coming out of the apartment.
Okay.
I hit the bottom of the stairs. I kind of sidestep. I set the beer down. And I go, "You got me." Those are my words. You got me. All right. Already you have probable cause because I just said you fucking got me, right? But here's the thing. So were you guys in a fight? Do I look like I was in a fight? No. Well, then no, I wasn't in a fight, was I? Can I go? Was that you upstairs yelling about your weed? Me? No, I would never do such a thing. Do I look like an idiot? Can I go? Yeah, you can. And I go, "Hey, Dave, come on." And they're like, "Hey, were you in a fight?" I'm like, "He wasn't in a fight. Does he look like he was? We're leaving." And they let us walk away. I had an ounce of marijuana in my pocket. That's a felony.
And that was before it was legalized, right?
Yeah. I had an ounce in my pocket. Felony. He had the digi. That makes it a double felony because that's intention to
manufacture and distribution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm already looking at fucking 6 years at least. They let me walk away with an open 30 rack of beer coming from a party where the fight happened right outside our fucking door. That's the type of guy I am. It's like, "Hey, you got me on anything? No? All right. Can I go?" And I'll keep asking, "Can I go?" Because sooner or later, they're just going to say yes. Because they don't want to deal with my fucking ass. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I think police overstep their bounds so often because there's no one to police. I mean, like, say, like, have you ever seen them things on YouTube where like cop watchers will just do, like social experiments where they'll just go to a police station and ask how they go about, submitting a complaint or whatever. And they fucking it's just insane the way that cops act. Like, how dare you want to complain to anybody, and it blows my fucking mind. It's unbelievable how much power the police have. It's insane how much power they have. And I think that the whole thing with them being recorded, they hate it because then they have to go by the book and they hate that shit. They don't want to do it,
Well, no, and here's the thing, man. I live in a small town, so yeah, I got a lot of stories, and you guys could either believe it or not. It's up to you. Take it as you will. But once again, another incident. All right. It's my daughter's birthday party, right? We're at Abby's Pizza. We're having a good time. My son is 9 at the time. He's being a dick, running around, fucking messing shit up. So I take him outside and I have him stare at the wall. I put him in timeout. I do not spank him. I do raise my voice, but I put him in timeout. Well, a family of Mexicans didn't really think I was being proper, and they called the cops, right? So we're leaving. We're walking down the street. Here comes the old school resource officer. Me and him have history. We're not necessarily friendly. He hops out of the car and hems me up. And I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" He's like, "You were fucking doing this and that." I'm like, "No, I wasn't, man. You got any proof?" And my buddy Travis walks by, right? He was there at the party. In other words, he's a witness. Remember this, because the cop looks at him and goes, "Yo, Travis, get the fuck out of here." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You're interrupting an active investigation." And I'm like, he was there, right? He's a witness. I mean,
right.
Yeah, like, you're being an idiot right now.
Yeah.
And he asked my son if he's okay. My son's like, "Yeah, why are you messing with my dad?" And like shit is blowing up right here on the fucking sidewalk. And he goes to wrap me up and cuff me. Nope, I'm not doing it. I stiffen up. And I go, you're not cuffing me in front of my kids unless you're taking me to jail. And if you're taking me to jail, then you're going to have a real reason here in a second." And he lets go. He didn't have to do that. That could have been Sovereign Citizen. I'm on Cog's channel being tased.
To be honest with you, in my experience, once police put hands on you, you're going to jail. It's not. There's no reversing that shit. Once their hands are on you, you're pretty much going to jail.
He let me go.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
I stiffened up. Did not let him cuff me.
That's another thing. Go ahead, but I want to add something.
No, go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna say the whole resisting arrest thing. It's human nature. Did you know? I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if there's any Brits in the chat. Let me know. But
there's one right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've heard that in the UK that there aren't no resisting arrest charges because it's human nature to try to get away if someone's trying to catch you. Is that true?
I'm not sure actually. I guess they're probably just a bit more lenient with it. I guess. You know, like if you try to resist and struggle, they're not going to charge you an extra 5 years and then make you bite the curb.
Right, exactly. Like in America, that's their go-to charge.
Speaking of that, actually, is because I showed Mad Dodge the photo from a couple of days ago, that car crash. There was a car crash just outside the pub, and the driver, I was on my 6th pint by then. Apparently, she was out drinking before I was. She was hammered, and she kept trying to run off. So me and my friend had to basically grab her and put her in a fucking arm lock till the police arrived and put her in cuffs. But
was she the driver of the car, or what?
I think so. Yeah. Well, it looked like she came from the driver's seat, and yeah, she was drunk. She kept screaming, "Oh, they're going to take my kids away!" Yeah, she kept trying to run off, but I don't think they're going to charge her anything for trying to run off or resist arrest or anything like that.
Right. That in America, that like fleeing and looting, that's an automatic 5-year felony. Bam, automatic.
Yeah. Well, I think well, if she actually did flee, she probably would have got charged something extra.
Right, like
or they might have just taken it a little more seriously and decided being a bit more heavy-handed.
Human nature is, if someone grabs you, what are you going to do? You're going to tense up automatically. It's human nature. You're going to tense up. I mean, I wouldn't call that resisting. I would call that fucking a natural biological response.
Well, no, and here's the thing. I don't like the idea where the only charge you can be arrested for is resisting arrest.
Right. What arrest are you resisting?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said. It's a secondary charge. What are you resisting? I mean, in order to resist arrest, don't I have to be arrested for something in the first place?
Yeah, and you're right though. As soon as I tensed up, if that cop was MC, this is what would have happened. I would have tensed up and said, "You're not cuffing me in front of my kids,"
and you would have got your ass kicked.
Then I would have been hit by a taser.
Yeah, or a baton, or a fist, or a boot, or something.
Like at that point, it's on. And I don't care if you're a cop or not. That badge isn't going to stop me from knocking you out if you hit me with a taser. Right. Fuck you, dude. Now it's on.
I do have a question though. Okay, in Britain, the police don't carry guns, right?
No, they do have tasers and I think pepper spray.
Okay, so what happens if a policeman comes upon like a gang member or something and he pulls a fucking gun on him? I mean, isn't that dangerous for the police to not be able to protect themselves?
I said having an actual gun is very rare. Like I said, we do have like a armed response unit that will actually deal with them.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. I do know that they have specialized units. Like they do have guns, they're just not carried on them regularly. Like they have to like call in like special response team or whatever, right? I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, we'll just call it the armed response unit. But although I think with knives, they just basically get back up and just swarm the fucker and beat the shit out of him.
Like I've seen a lot of UK police arrest people, and like the difference between their arrests and American arrests is a fucking world of difference. Like if you get arrested in America, you're probably going to get beat up a little bit, no matter what. I mean, no matter what, you're going to get beat up a little bit. Pretty
Well,
much.
I do
Yeah,
remember.
I've seen footage where basically the cops they're basically just kicking shit out of someone for shits and giggles.
Yeah, and
Then
they're
backup will arrive and they'll start kicking shit out of him as well.
I think they're when they say do not resist, it's just code for them to say, I'm gonna punch the fuck out of you. Dude, stop resisting, bam! Stop resisting,
All
bam!
that being said, I guess with both of them, they do have something in common. The second they see someone trying to record them, they'll try to attack you.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few. British like photographers like Pinac. There's a few different ones I like to watch. And yeah, they get fucked with pretty bad too. Like like, well, what's your name? Well, why do you need my name? Am I doing something illegal? I mean, I just it's crazy. Like that the police think they have a right to ID you no matter what. I mean, I just think that's absurd.
In fact, speaking of that, quite a while back, there was because my dad used to be in the English Defence League. They were having some protest about one of his friends was making a point about the burqa. He basically went around with a full ski mask, so all you could see was his eyes. Police officer said, "Take it off, or you're under arrest." So the guy making his point says, "Well, I'm not allowed to wear this, but how come people are allowed to have their faces completely covered up in burqas?" Police
Right? Why
officer
can't I wear a balaclava? Right?
Yeah. His only response was, "Shut up, or you're under arrest."
Well, no, and the thing is,
It's funny. Abu Yemen did the exact same thing with a motorcycle helmet in a bank.
Yeah. Although something I've noticed though is
although that's a little bit different, Furry. Okay, you're wearing a motorcycle helmet and you're walking into a bank. Chances are you're there to rob the bank.
Yeah,
and
that does look a little suspicious. I get that one.
You've got to keep in mind that burqas are allowed, but motorcycle helmets aren't, and they cover your face just as much.
True.
You can even have an open face helmet, and they'll still get at you. But if you walk in with a burqa, you've got no problem.
It's definitely unfair. I mean, and laws should be fair across the board. I mean, that's the whole point of having laws.
And the thing is, with that experiment, is the person in the burqa turned out to be a man.
Yeah, well, actually, I've noticed.
Because
I think it was in
it
was either Sweden or Denmark or something. But the football hooligans started wearing, because obviously they can't wear balaclavas. They just started wearing burqas because they can't be told to take them off, and they can still have their faces covered. So it's easy for them to get away with it.
Because it's a religious item instead of just a balaclava, right?
Yeah, so there's just like about 20 blokes in Stone Island and just looking ready for a fight, all just wearing burqas.
I believe in the Hell's Angels religion. I wear my motorcycle helmet everywhere. Well, doesn't that get me around it?
Well, I do get a bit concerned when someone with a full face goes past a group of motorcyclists that have non-full face and asks them if they brushed their teeth that day.
Now, wait, I got a question. Matt,
the story basically.
Oh, what do you think about this? Since you know how people that have been arrested can't own firearms in America, correct?
In most states, you are correct.
Okay. Well, but black powder guns are not illegal, and and black powder guns will kill motherfuckers just as easily as a regular gun will. So,
you want to go one step further than that? I have a compound bow.
Well, that'd be kind of hard to carry around with you, I mean, it's a little cumbersome.
Yes and no. And I can shoot you.
Compound bows are actually legal here.
Well, they're legal here too. Yeah. Like, I could snipe out Mole with a compound bow. He won't hear me coming either.
Fuck no. Not a bit.
The thing is we're not allowed firearms, but we're allowed compound bows.
Now in America, they don't even consider black powder guns to be firearms. They're not even.
I know, they're like muskets. What the fuck? But you look at the fucking musket ball, dude.
Yeah, a black powder pistol would put a fucking hole in you.
Yeah, it smashes and
hey, there's
crushes
MC.
bone as it goes through. You don't want to get hit with a black powder weapon.
Right. Speak of the devil, his ears must have been burning. Hi, MC.
No, I wasn't burning. I was listening.
It's really funny because
I was actually in chat. I was trying to catch up. I didn't realize this was actually live until just a little while ago.
No, we were just talking about we wish you were here because we want, there was some.
It's just interesting. Yeah. One thing that is interesting is that back in the 90s. Oh, guys. Back in the 90s, I used to be able to go to my grandfather's house, which was out in the middle of nowhere, and learn how to fire a gun. Nowadays, I can just go to a friend's house that's out in the middle of nowhere and learn how to use a compound bow. What's changed? Yeah, thanks, Howard. Fuck you. I miss firing a gun.
Right. Well, I want to talk about the whole sovereign citizen thing real quick.
But some people think that that shooting that caused the gun ban was a bit more not quite staged, but there was some dodgy dealings involved. Because the guy who
it was a lot. It was a lot of things snowballing up to be a big thing. Because you had the bikie gangs just going into pubs where people were having their lunch with their kids and then just shooting up the place, and then you had Port Arthur, and then you had a couple of other gang wars in another city, and what people don't talk about,
to be honest.
There's a really bad problem.
Wait. What people don't talk about is after the gun laws were brought in and the buyback scheme happened, yes, gun violence did decrease greatly. But what no one's talking about is two things. Knife crime increased tenfold. And the second thing is how many guns are unregistered and buried?
Right. What criminal registers their gun?
Well, I'm going to say if it was to stop guns,
only the dumb ones.
Yeah, no.
My brothers can actually go out to several properties and unearth a cache of guns because they helped bury them so that they didn't have to go through and get registered so that they could keep them. Because under our current laws, it would be too much of a hassle to even bother.
Well, and real quick, I want to comment on the sovereign citizen thing. First off, okay, yes, I understand the whole the argument of, well, the police or whoever the fuck decides, hey, prove to me that you're actually a sovereign citizen, or prove to me that you're a citizen. Let's break this down real quick. So there's no bullshit about this.
I don't know what a sovereign citizen is, other than someone who's completely up themselves.
Honestly, I wouldn't try to ask because
a sovereign citizen would compare themselves as a complete individual amongst the majority of people. In other words, they are sovereign to themselves,
and they don't think that that the laws apply to them.
So let's look at this. Let's look at it this
I'm right. It's someone who's completely up themselves.
They're idiots, to be honest. So let's look at it this way. If you look at a nation is sovereign. So if you're not a citizen of that nation, then guess what? It doesn't give you the right to just say,
that means you are a sovereign citizen on your own. You are an island.
But you're still liable. You're still liable to follow the laws of the land, though.
Yeah, the laws of the land. Okay.
Yep.
And that's why sovereign. Let's talk about
real quick,
damn it, Mad Dodge.
One at a time, damn it.
Let's talk about the laws of the land here for a second. You want to talk about the license to drive? Okay. Did you have to have a license to ride a horse? No. No, you didn't. Were the speeds different? Yes. Yes, they were. But that's all. We're talking about miles per hour. Right. We're not talking about the fact that you're on a horse or you're in a car. You're talking about how fast you're driving. Why exactly do I need a license?
Well, let me give you a different point of view.
I don't need a license to ride my horse and buggy in Pennsylvania.
Would you not feel safer to know that that person had been through a class?
I don't care what makes you feel safe. No, that's a trigger.
Okay.
That's a trigger. I don't care what makes you feel safe.
And real quick, Mad Dodge, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna cut you off on this. You can say I'm a sovereign. I'm a sovereign. You could say I'm a sovereign citizen. That's fine. Okay, you're a sovereign citizen. But here's the thing. And this is what a lot of these jackoffs do. You think that just because you're a sovereign citizen means you're not beholden to the laws of the land. Okay, well, guess what? You weren't born here, and you think because you weren't born here that you're not beholden to the laws of the land. That's not how it works. And that's what this sovereign citizen argument usually ends up boiling down to when it comes to these assholes, because they think that they're above the law. They think they're above the law of the land. They think they're better than the citizens of people. So they think they're above the law. Guess what? You're not.
Exactly.
All right. I'm addressing the chat here. Frustrated Atheist says, when was the last time you had a multiple accident with a horse and buggy? All right, let's answer that question. Horse-drawn carriages, transportation in the 1800s. Getting around in 1800s.weebly.com, horsing-around.html. Carriages were flipped and horses have been injured. June 5th, 2013. A horse was spooked and ran towards traffic. One of the horse's straps broke and he was trapped under his carriage. When he tried to free himself, his leg was cut very badly. Multiple people injured. Okay. You also had many incidences where the horse and buggies would spook each other. You would have running horse carriages going off the edge of cliffs. You would have all sorts of stuff.
What about that lady in Britain that got ran over by the Prime Minister's horse?
I'm on a roll, Mole. Shut up.
Okay, go ahead.
Matter of fact, looking at Monroe, Oregon, about 2011, Monroe, Oregon. Okay, a man gets arrested. Why? Drunk driving. Was he in a car? Nope. He was on his goddamn horse. All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you want to
the horse driving?
That's drunk driving.
No,
that really
man's
happened.
driving the horse.
That's a true story.
It's happened here as well, Dodge. That's why I brought it up.
You get one on a riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how fast can you go? 5 miles an hour? 10 miles an hour?
Like, you want to fuck around, we'll fuck around. Horse and buggy is not as safe as you thought it was. You ever seen an accident break on a fucking horse-drawn cart? It's not a pretty thing, sir. All right, so the fact
Mad Dodge, do you own a horse?
I'm allergic to them, so
modern case scenario, because I'm in a rural area. Can you imagine what could happen if a horse is on a highway, not a freeway or anything like that, but is the kilometers gets up there, the mileage gets up there, and
like a regular
horse decides, imagine if that horse gets spooked, and you're at a busy intersection. Guess what? There's your car pile up.
Okay, can I ask
horses can run red lights too, Can
I ask a question about the horse?
Sure.
Versus the car. Yeah. Back in the 1800s. All right. Who built the roads?
We don't need no roads, MC.
Okay. Can you on a farm drive a car all over the farm as long as you don't leave the farm?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, in the United States at 13, we're allowed to drive.
That's a different situation.
No. My point is that if it's on private land,
13 on a farm.
Yeah,
right?
but if you're on private land, you can drive. You don't need a license to drive on private land. You can drive anywhere you want. You can do whatever the heck you want. But the instant you go you go onto a road which was developed, okay, by the state, now the state is saying in order to drive on the road, here are our requirements.
Oh, get back, MC.
Hey,
too early.
That's the reality.
Hey, how was your trip, buddy? How are you doing?
Strewn with potholes.
Oh, wait, what if you
for War 1 stream tonight?
Yes.
What if you own 2 horses though?
Well, no, and that's what frustrated.
Horsepower.
Yeah, frustrated atheist in chat saying he owns 2 horses. He was talking about how many injuries were there from buggy accidents. Man, do you want me to look it up? I could do this. I'm gonna guarantee you it's in the thousands. If I look it up, I can guarantee it.
An obscure fact for you. On the invention of the motor car, London was having a serious issue, and that was with pollution. And that pollution was horse shit. With the amount of horses going through London, with having to stable them and other such, if they didn't go over to the motor vehicle when they did, they would literally be up to their necks in horse shit on the streets. Thank you, automobiles, for cleaning the streets.
So, San Francisco. Gotcha.
Yeah, only horse instead of human.
No,
close enough.
Don't get me wrong. Most of the arguments that these sovereign citizens give are bullshit, but when we're talking about a DUI checkpoint, that's a dragnet surveillance apparatus, and it is unconstitutional and illegal, and I would refuse to participate. I would either drive around it, or I would roll my window up and put my license and registration up to the window. And if they want to drag me out, they want to make a big deal, then we'll be on YouTube tomorrow about it.
Well, it wouldn't really be an issue if we had border security, and I wouldn't be concerned about, hey, prove I'm actually a citizen of the United States or whatever other country that I actually happen to be in. But that's just my fascist opinion, apparently. Just saying.
Well, no, and I didn't answer frustrated atheist question. I apologize. I'm not exactly sure what your question was then. So my apologies. Mox Rocks is in the chat. Yeah, Mole. He's looking for somebody to help out retweeting stuff. Mox is helping out modding over here. He does a bunch of different channels, so you might want to connect with him and talk to him a little bit.
I gave him
MC, did you cure cancer yet?
I did.
Did I cure cancer yet? No.
Wait, you didn't cure cancer with space rocks? Damn it, MC. I had faith in you.
I thought space rocks were just good herb.
Cure it fast.
Well, you can kill the cancer. The problem is that we're trying to prevent killing the patient at the same time. Right. So it's kind of a race. So we actually did cure cancer when you really look at it.
MC, I heard there is going to be a problem when it comes to bubonic plague in LA, so I think space rocks might help there. Can you help out with that?
What about the Ebola in Texas?
What?
Has anybody heard about that? There's supposedly 6 confirmed cases in Laredo, maybe, and then also another few cases on the Mexico side.
Well, isn't there typhoid coming down in like San Francisco or LA or some bullshit?
Typhoid? Jesus Christ! What do we live in the 19th century
Not
again?
Typhoid, typhus.
Typhus. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, no. Typhus, apparently, there's just a lot of bullshit going on. It's like, what the hell, man?
But typhus has been detected. Yes, they've had cases of typhus in LA.
Bunch of homeless.
Oh wait, there's a confirmed case of typhus.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! For fuck's sakes, guys! Bitches talking. That's what happens when you get a bunch of insane assholes living on the streets that use it as their own private lavatory.
Yeah, gross as fuck. Ugh.
That's how you get typhus and all sorts of other diseases.
In England, we've got the
Country
worst
free
disease of all.
rapidly.
Yeah, last I checked, we didn't live in India.
In England, we've got the worst disease there is. Muslims.
Oh God. God, I shouldn't be laughing at this. I'm going to hell. I'll see you there.
I'm an Islamophobe, so fuck them.
Well, you got Nigel Farage, so you might not have to worry too much.
I'm just glad that we've got the.
This may sound horrible, but I personally think that there are too many cultural differences for Muslim people to truly acclimate themselves to Western society.
Yep.
You can call me a racist, call me an Islamophobe, whatever, but the truth remains the truth. It's just the way it is.
The truth is,
disagree with you.
Islam is politics. It's a complete culture, and it will not assimilate into Western values.
Exactly. They can't. I mean, it goes against everything they're taught.
Actually, the thing is, well, because the way Turkey acts, like the first couple of generations act like they've assimilated, but then when they start to outnumber you, the mask falls off.
Right. They try to.
So I have a question here, and this is
conquering
something
from within, basically.
This is something I always like to ask.
Yep.
Take someone who is a devout Muslim, a devout Christian, a devout Buddhist, and put them all in the same room together. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to get along?
I don't know, but I'm going to walk in and set a BLT in the middle of the room.
God. Oh.
I know what's going to happen. And what's going to happen is the Islam is going to try and incite and divide everyone. And everyone's just going to go, yeah, no, fuck you. You came around in this 6th century. We've been there kind of from the beginning. Yeah, nah. We'd actually have it in our scriptures saying that in self-defense, we're allowed to kill. Guess what? You would happily kill us because we're not one of you. So, yeah, here's my gun. There's your face. Bye.
Yeah. And this happens with the majority of religions. If you don't agree with my religion, then therefore you are now the enemy. And this has happened historically throughout the course of human history. It should not be surprising to anybody that if you introduce one particular group or culture, especially a group or culture that is designated in the way that they conduct themselves based upon some sort of religious belief system, and introduce them to a culture that identifies themselves with another religious belief system, there's probably going to be some maybe a little bit of head-butting, a little bit of infighting. Bad things are probably going to happen. I don't understand why this is surprising.
Yeah. The thing that people get surprised with about this doku is very simply that Judaism and Christianity are pretty much of the same vein. They're not going to fight. And because they have a very strong teaching of tolerance to up until a point, they're going to get along with the other Eastern religion that you mentioned. But because of the teachings of the Quran and the Tahif, or whatever it's called, the other books, it's very much so anti-Semitic. And what are Christians? They're practically Semitic up until a point where they branch off from Judaism. So, you've got two religions that are fully compatible because of where they stem from. The Old Testament is the Torah and the Pentateuch. They are both religious texts that are Jewish. So you basically had a scenario that you yourself set up where 2 out of the 4 or 5 religions are 100% compatible. And then a couple of other religions that practice and preach similar things, such as tolerating your neighbors and not starting war unless it's necessary. And then you throw a Muslim in the mix. What happens when you throw a Muslim in a mix of a cohesive group?
Well, and real quick, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But real quick, and you're talking about Abrahamic religions, and I understand that. But
even non-Abrahamic religions, if you put a Buddhist in there or something like that, they'll get along perfectly fine because they still spout the whole piece unless necessary.
But but again, there's
the
something.
Only religion that I can think of that actively seeks violence is Islam.
But no, I get where you're coming from on that one, but there's something I still need to point out. I don't know if you've ever been to New York with Diamond Row, but even with a certain religious stance or an ethnic group of individuals, they will always, and this is historically proven, this is not me being racist, so YouTube gods, please don't strike me down. There are still cultural differences, and it has been proven throughout history. Go look at anything. Go look at our current society today. There are societal differences between certain ethnic groups, religious groups, historical groups. Go through Diamond Row in New York. You want to know who does not engage with anybody else and only engages with other people that are of the same ethnicity and religious affiliation?
Well, no, I get what you're going at there. And looking at the chat, Magic Bollocks. Do you guys even sleep? Yeah, motherfucker. I slept in my chair for a couple hours. It's all good.
Dude, I'm Aussie, so fuck you. I'm on a different time zone.
I just want to say there are cultural differences, and it doesn't always boil down to religion, but it is very much a cultural difference. And certain cultures, tend to stick together, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm not going to dispute that. I'm just going to state a very obvious fact of, when you look at how a lot of Western cultures and societies that have similar values get along, and then you compare it with another culture that's basically forcing its way in that has contrary points of doing things and other such. A third world country and people from that mindset are not going to do well in a first world country.
And that's a fair point. More of what I'm trying to say.
We saw that in Egypt and a few other countries where they've gone from being quite liberal and educating the women and other such, and all of a sudden you've got a Muslim leader, and all of a sudden they're forced to wear a burqa, whether they want to or not. They're forced to wear a hijab whether they want to or not, because the people in power says so. It's not compatible.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Just because it doesn't matter if a particular culture or religion is tolerant or intolerant, it is more indeed a cultural issue, and you can't force these two cultures to be compatible with one another, because, to be perfectly blunt, they aren't. And there's nothing racist, sexist, Easterism about it. It's just these two cultures are different and they're not compatible. And you can't force them to be such. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I'll agree with you on that one.
And that's what I find so irritating, is trying to force these cultures to be compatible. They're not. I mean, there's a reason that people go travel the world to experience different cultures and different lifestyles and different, even if it might, well, end up getting you killed, but that's a completely different topic of conversation.
Well, that's your choice of going there.
But there is a reason that, guess what? All of these cultures are different. People are different. People have different lifestyles. People have different ways of doing things.
I'm going to have to interject here, because the difference here is a lot of other religions actually teach that you respect the laws of the land you are in. And then you have Islam, and it very strictly states that you disregard the law of the land that you're in, because the law of your God is more important.
Right.
And
Sharia
that
law trumps everything.
The biggest cultural issue is it's not just a religion. It's a politics.
And I'm not saying that isn't an issue. What I'm saying, and this needs to be addressed because it's important to address, is that, guess what? Japan is not the United States. The United States is not Britain. Britain is not France. France is not Italy. Cultures, religion, it doesn't matter. They are different, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I understand the issue with what we're talking about with Sharia law. But,
all right, I gotta jump in here. Okay, here's the thing, man. You guys are talking about culture, and you're talking about one culture integrating into another. The only way that could actually happen is if you assimilate. If you actually take on the traits of the culture that you're going to join. They don't do that. They segregate. They separate themselves off into their enclaves, and then they create their own culture there. And then they run off Sharia law, and you have no-go zones like London. And MC, I'm going to throw this to you because we don't have that much left. We don't have that much left tonight. We got half an hour at most. So MC, I want to get you in here a little bit. That's pretty much the difference, right? You can't necessarily change somebody's culture unless they want to integrate into your own.
Well, cultures change, yes. I mean, they change because of pressure, and societal pressure is one of the ways that you can pressure and change your culture, right? Well, if you enclave yourself off, you isolate yourself from those other social pressures to a large extent. This is one of the reasons why they do it, is so that they don't have to change their culture, so that they don't have to change. And the mandates of Islam, all right, yes, Islam is a religion, but it's not a religion in that it's also a something that specifies a theocracy. You will live, you will obey, here are the rules you will exist within. The
law of the religion overrides the law of the land.
Right.
I believe that's called jihad.
Well, that's when they're trying to spread the religion. Okay.
Actually, go ahead. I'll tell you a little bit about jihad.
It's more of just following it strictly.
Yeah, jihad isn't just violence against other people. There's cultural jihad. It goes to writings. It's a war on all fronts, essentially. It's a war to Muslimize other people.
Right. And so when you talk about, exactly like you said, where they're not assimilating, you're right. They're not assimilating because there's no intention to assimilate. There's no desire to assimilate.
Well,
I also think we call that invasion.
And it is a slow and gradual invasion that our own society is saying that if you don't allow this invasion to happen, you're racist. well, we're not being racist. We're actually being anti-Islamic, and that's actually a rich religion more than an actual ethnicity.
Exactly.
I think this happened when the Moors invaded Europe. But let's just forget about that.
Oh, talking about Moors, what do you guys think about them people that think they're fucking Moorish American sovereigns? You heard of them guys?
Oh, the sovereign citizen.
Yeah, they think they're aboriginal to the United States. They think that Native Americans were actually black people. They're all kinds.
All the wayward cans.
They've been on about that for a while. But I don't know. Apparently, according to
that's really a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is.
A very hilarious thing. Look it up.
Actually, I remember some of them. They were even saying that some of them were even saying that the original samurai were black.
Sorry.
What the fuck? Wait a minute.
But Japan was just so isolated for so many years. That's virtually an impossibility.
Oh, there's some individual out there that is trying to say that the Roman Empire was an extension of the Egyptian Empire, and they were all originally black.
No. Okay. First off, the Egyptians weren't black.
First off, Egyptians aren't black.
They're essentially just Mediterranean. They're basically like Roman or Greek.
Yeah, they were tan, man.
They were Mediterranean. They weren't black. They weren't Middle Eastern. They were Mediterranean. Hate to break it to you guys. They weren't Anglo-Saxon. They weren't the Irish. They were Mediterranean. They weren't black. They weren't white. They're Mediterranean.
No, and
get over it.
No. I'm getting my bachelor's in history, and you're killing me right now. Wait a minute, dude. The Romans conquered Egypt, not the other way around.
Right.
You're killing me.
It's hilarious.
And then Islam conquered Egypt. Huzzah!
Yeah, it was called Alexandria for a reason, you morons. Like, do you think Alexandria was a
first it was the Greeks, then it was the Romans, and then it was the Muslims. Who's next?
Well, Egypt is currently run by Islam, so you can look that up if you like, but that's the hard solid fact.
It is now.
No, I'm looking at the chat. Magic Ballers. What's up, buddy?
We was Kangs.
Yeah, so you be saying we was Kangs and shit.
Oh God!
What do you guys think of the Black Hebrew Israelites? Them guys fucking crack me up.
Oh God!
White devil.
I
remember a video from one of them.
That's the thing. The North Africans, the Moors specifically, they weren't actually African. They were invaded by the Persian Empire. They were Middle Eastern. They were not African.
Exactly.
So they were Arabs.
Yes, they were Arabs.
No, they were Arabs before Arabs were Arabs, but yeah, they were Arabs.
Well, and also let's if we really want to muddy the waters here, let's talk about the Mongolian Empire.
No, we're not. Goddamn Mongolia! You tear down my shitty wall.
Shitty wall.
Hey, so was Hadrian the original Trump?
Yes. Make Rome great again, my friend.
Build a wall. We gotta keep these pics out.
Oh yeah. So let's look at all of these different ethnicities. We had the Mongolians, the Chinese, the Russians, Asia Major, Asia Minor. But no, everybody was black. Yeah, everybody was black. All right, sure. Okay, everybody was black.
World, yep.
But let's ignore
all of them.
Let's ignore the Scandinavians though. Like, okay,
wait,
yeah.
Why are we ignoring the Vikings? You fucking
they were just really like skin black people.
Well,
because they're white.
I'm looking at the chat here. All right, so we got Joshua. More interesting subject to talk about: the Black Israelites. Dude, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. All right,
you will touch it if you watch Blazing Saddles.
Right? Oh, that movie would never be made today. People would lose their fucking shit.
Actually,
They would probably string Mel Brooks up fucking from the nearest tree. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I remember seeing a clip from some Black Israelites once. It was arguing with some Jew. It was it said something like these the modern Jews are actually fakes, and Hitler was actually black. Oh no! Sorry. No, Hitler was exterminating the fake Jews in honor of the real original Jews that were black.
Oh, so
I have not heard this one for a very long time. Thank you for reminding me of this stupidity.
And this Jew started coming up to him going, "Oy vey, you should feel guilty. Do you feel guilty about the Holocaust?" And this black guy just goes, I love the Holocaust. Sieg Heil. And the Jew started crying.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
It was
the clothes, their little costumes they wear, like their fake armor and fucking like gauntlets and shit. Too fucking funny, man. Too funny.
Yeah, I guarantee you the ADL and the SPLC and the NAACP won't touch that with a 10-foot pole either.
Actually, no, even the ADL said, yeah, they're quite fucking racist.
Yeah, they're like, get out of here, you fucking crazy people.
Yeah. Oh, they're not even racist. They're just fucking insane.
But all right, guys. We were supposed to only go an hour. We went almost 2 hours now. We are going to do the World War I stream later on today. And I am going to start putting in action the 24-hour stream. I said I'd do it. Fucking damn it. We're going to have to do it. So, wild opinions. Get your shit together. You guys are on cue.
I hate you.
We're always on cue.
But
we're always on point.
Yeah, but MC, you're gonna be doing a morning stream
tomorrow? Yes.
Well, tomorrow it's 5:30 a.m. on the West Coast. I'm saying this.
Am I gonna do a stream in a little while later? No, I'm not gonna do a stream right now. Sorry.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you everybody for coming out. We will see you later on today. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a good one. Good night. Good luck. Don't go to France without a yellow vest. We're out of here.
And stay